Hello, so Splatoon is going to get an update soon, 11.0, and I'm interested in seeing what's going on with it. I can't do a whole lot of Splatoon reactions because there's not a whole lot of Splatoon things going on right now. So I figured I might as well record my reaction to this. It's mostly reading. I should probably specify I'm not really a competitive player by any means. However, I do like to pay attention to the scene, so I have some ideas of what kind of like the general atmosphere and feelings towards certain weapons. I'm just gonna kind of look at a few things. Apologize for my quietness because I just woke up. But Flow Aura, what is okay? Already strange. Strange thing to start. That's right. Part of what makes this update a little more special than your average patch update is that they promised to bring new features to the battles, and they did not specify what they meant by that. So we don't really know if it's like something crazy or if it's, you know, adding tri-colored turf war to private battles, but whatever. We'll find out here. Flow Aura, Inklings and Octolings who splat multiple opponents in quick succession will enter a new state called Flow Aura. As the state is activated, a burst of ink will paint the ground. What? What? Wait. That's all. That's just, what? Oh. Okay. Awesome. So they just, interesting. They added a reward system for getting a high kill streak. That's really interesting. I don't know how I feel about that. I can't say it's bad because I mean, we haven't seen it in action yet. It's so strange. It's so strange. I guess they weren't lying when they say they freshen things up. This is gonna be something new to get used to, huh? But you know, maybe I'm over-exaggerating and maybe it's really not that interesting. I don't know. We'll find out. But that's kind of crazy. That's just a crazy new addition already. Flow Aura lasts for about 30 seconds, during which time players will get a boost to their run speed, swim speed, ink resistance, intensify action. But if you make use of those boosts to splat more opponents or assist your teammates in doing so, then you can extend it. Oh my god! What is this? Each successive splat in Flow Aura will also reactivate ink overflow, painting the ground around your feet once again. So there's even more incentive to splat as many opponents as you can. I don't know if that's quite what the game needed, but you know, I can't say I hate it, I guess. I mean, it's fun at least. That's a fun part of the game. I know it was a bit of a complaint from the casual side of the community that, like, you know, Splatoon 3 of all the Splatoon series is probably the most offense-oriented. There's not a lot you could do in terms of objective alone. You kind of have to kill people if you want to be successful, which isn't necessarily as true for all the previous games. Obviously, as you get higher, killing people becomes a bigger deal, but like, you know, like a kid playing the roller for the first time, I can see how that's a little bit intimidating. But let's see. It's like a... Is it gonna be that loud? It's like a whiplash. These are like completely new features, so there's no way they're just gonna be like adding this to the game and then leaving it, right? They're totally gonna be like listening, right? If anything goes wrong, there's no way they just add these features and leave it at that. Inking the ground and helping your teammates get splats makes it easier to enter Flow Aura when defeating multiple opponents in a row. Flattening opponents who themselves are in Flow Aura will help too. So work with your teammates to take advantage and give your counterattacks some added punch. Interesting. Oh god, I'm trying to visualize this. This is so hard to visualize. This is gonna be insane. I couldn't imagine what it's gonna feel like to play this. What? Wait, with version 11.0, it's now possible to see an opponent's remaining health when they've been hit. What? Previously, you could only see how damaged an enemy was by closely looking at how much ink they were covered in. Not so easy to do that in the heat of battle. How are they gonna wait? How their remaining health will be shown in the bar above their heads for a few seconds, provided they're not ducked behind covered or dived into their ink. So if the opponent is visible via abilities such as thermal ink or has been marked by things like point sensor or wave breaker, you'll be able to see it even then. Oh my god. Oh my god. What is, like, definitely nothing crazy. Well, it's pretty crazy. This is straight up just changing the game. Oh my god. There's like kind of like a split between we're gonna get third kits and this update's not gonna be anything special. I think this update's not gonna be any special crowd has kind of lost. At least in my opinion. I'm sure on a surface level, this all seems like very minimal, but oh my god, this is just straight up changing the game. The game is not like this. Well, let's see this. What? This is so new. And what? You'll also be able to see the health bars of your teammates if they've taken damage. Keeping an eye on these health bars is a great way to support your allies or chase down weakened foes, even if you teamed up with Inklings and Octolings you're not familiar with. From 11.0, there will also be some changes in how easy or difficult it is to hit opponents. The area around an opponent, known as a hitbox, has been made to be slightly smaller in swim form. Since the original Splatoon on Wii U, a little leeway was built into the size of the hitbox as players got used to aiming with motion controls. As players have become more adept at this playstyle, it has become less important. This adjustment in version 11.0 makes the hitbox smaller to that of the hitbox in squid form. It should stop Inklings and Octolings in swim form from being hit when they're hiding behind walls or around corners. Why did I have to like choke up there? All right, well that's definitely gonna be a change of things. Oh my goodness. I don't know if this will end up being a good change, but I mean, it doesn't sound like a bad change. A little more skill-based attacks rather than, you know, luck. However, it would be no fun if it's too difficult to hit opponents, so some changes have been made to the hitboxes of player shots. Oh, interesting. Shorter range main weapons now have much bigger hitboxes, while longer range main weapons have had their hitboxes slightly increased. It's always more dangerous to get up close and personal with an opponent. Now, with shorter range weapons have an incentive to go and take fight with players with weapons that would traditionally outrange them. Here are some examples of how the hit detection has changed for some weapons. Attacks on opponents in swim form are a little bit harder to hit. Attacks on opponents in kit form are much easier to hit. Kind of a similar thing going for all these things. Much harder to hit. Okay, I mean, I don't hate that considering. But one of the most effective things you can do against an E-leader is not be visible. Stealth jump gear ability allows players to jump to their teammates without the opposing team. Okay, wait, hold on. I have to get into this because just recently, Prochar released a video about how broken super jumping is, and he talked about stealth jump quite a bit. The area you need to be in to see the player jumping in is a little too small. And you know, it's like an ability that everyone is constantly using, especially in the higher levels. So we're gonna see what they changed. The stealth jump gear ability allows players to jump to their teammates without the opposing team necessarily seeing where they will land. To prevent this from allowing teams to overwhelm opponents too easily, the flight time for super jumps is increased depending on the distance, but only when the gear stealth jump is equipped. Right. Stealth jump? Oh, wow. Quite a difference, yeah. Was this something Prochar mentioned in this video? I could have sworn he said something about bringing that back, because he said there wasn't enough, like, punishments to super jumping. So if you're jumping all the way across the stage, stealth jump equipped, it will now take a little longer to get there than before. It's only the flight time that has been increased, though. The time it takes to actually launch is still the same as before. As well as above adjustments, there are also other changes to improve the game. Let's take a look at these patch notes. Increased inking spray droplets, horizontal, okay, they increased the inkage of the dynamo roller, which is really necessary. Adjusted damage fall off rate due to distance, making it possible to deal damage of 100 or higher at greater distances than before. All right, that was very necessary. I know the dynamo was kind of lacking in some of its abilities. Increased ink consumed by horizontal and vertical swings by approximately 17%. Interesting. So I guess a bit of a nerf to accommodate for the buffs. Flat roller increased the amount of time it takes for ink to begin recovering after a horizontal or vertical swing. Okay, tiny nerf. Though I don't know. It's always hard to say because I'm not super well versed in the very specifics of time differences. Like I hear Prochar talking about stuff like this, and usually a lot of like his nerfs or buffs involve like fractions of seconds. And apparently that makes all the difference. So I don't know if 1/30th of a second is gonna be a lot or gonna be a little, but we will find out. The Brella, let's see. Did they fix some? Reduced amount of ink consumed when firing a shot. Okay. I mean, not quite what everyone was hoping for, but an improvement is an improvement, I guess. S-Blast! Okay, this is the one that everyone's waiting for the nerf. Let's see. Increase the radius of the explosive damage for short distance by 11%. I think that's what was asked for, right? I think some people wanted that. I don't know if 11% is too much or not, but it doesn't sound like the worst nerf to me. I feel like they could have been much harsher with it. Special weapons. Reef Slider. Slightly raise the center point of explosion, making it harder for opponents to avoid using small height differences. Okay, that's that was very necessary. Very, very necessary, because that was horrible. Decrease radius of ink by explosion by approximately 7%. Increase maximum distance of charge by 19%. Interesting. Points. Okay. Oh, mini splatling. I see it. Yep. They did it. They did it. We kind of needed that since the wake of the Vimy special spam. Gwiffer is now less. Charger is less. Price Slosher less. Washing Machine less. Splattershot Pro more. S-Blast more. And yeah, Mini Splatling more. Interesting. I wonder how much of a difference that'll make. 200. I think some people wanted a little more than that, but you know, definitely better than 190. This update focuses on making changes to battle-related systems and multiplayer balance. Among balance changes, L3 nozzle node dynamo rollers are not simple upgrades, rather they are performance changes to help those weapons' unique properties stand out. Yeah, I kinda saw that. For L3 nozzle nodes, we raised the speed of the shots to make it easier to utilize the weapon's unique property, its ability to maximize power by successfully hitting opponents with its 3 shots. On the other hand, we lowered the inking ability to make it more difficult to fight by lying in wait without proactively approaching the opponents or fighting in ways that rely on rate of turnover or special weapons. For Dynamo Roller, in order to make each of the swings even heavier and powerful than before, we expanded the area of inking that allows players to defeat opponents with 1 swing and also increase the amount of ink consumed. As for other main weapons, we made changes to make them easier to emphasize unique traits among the weapons, similar properties. For Reef Spider, we improved the ability to defeat opponents by expanding the area of explosion capable of defeating opponents when hit, as well as making it harder to avoid the explosion using a small height difference. On the other hand, we reduced maximum distance of the charge, increased area, making it harder to rely on the strategy of taking back splat zones using the ink from the explosion. Okay, so they're not letting that one slide, I guess. Get it. Get it. Get it. Get it, get it, get it, get it, get it, get it. Because the update includes changes multiplayer system that go beyond simple multiplayer changes, we anticipate that it will have a bigger impact than the average update. For that reason, the next update will be sooner than normal. Yep, that's what I was saying. That's what I was saying. Awesome, awesome. We do like to see that. All right, all right. Pretty crazy update. I'm glad I read up on this because this is important. Oh man, oh god, those are some crazy changes. Just completely switching up the game. Just out of Splatoon really is the random Tuesday game. Like, this isn't something we've ever seen before. They just straight up added something we've never seen before. We've never had a glance at, we've never had an idea of. This is just so completely brand new to us. That's so crazy. I'm excited, to be honest. I'm pretty excited.